In the last episode, I went on my first set of tasks for Konar, became the only player to ever get excited by a hard leather body, discovered an unwieldy way to restore prayer, narrowly escaped a poisonous end, cooked and ate 852 bears, and then found out my next task was sending me to Keldagrim. Aha, in the distance. It has taken a long time to get here, but I am here. Back on hallowed ground, official chunk legal ground. Before we go in, let's have a little explore of the overground area. We've got the rock crab, the humble rock crab. How far north does this go? Okay. We have some hunter monsters. What are these? Level 11 isn't too far. Nah, the problem would be getting the trap. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to get a bird snare anywhere. That's a shame. And these guys are dead full? 51. Yeah, that's not happening. Here's our tasks. I think it's just these guys. So let's confirm with a quick kill. Alright, yeah, that's a kill. And I will leave that radar seed on the ground, sorry. Just how it be. This costs money. Yeah, I want to go to the city. So to get over, is there anything over there that's worth iron and gold between a rock? Iron, gold and tin. Okay. There is a reason to go over there, I suppose. Immediately start killing the natives. Okay. I didn't look up what these guys might drop, actually. Because they're level 20. They're not the typical... Ooh, I need a hammer. They drop a hammer. Okay, that's fine. I know where to get a hammer if I don't... That's reminding me I haven't brought one, and I don't think I have one. I would have been sunk if I got hit with my bars and there was no hammers around, but that's fine. I can get one off these guys if there isn't a shop selling one in Keldagrim. But surely in Keldagrim, of all places, they'll sell a hammer. You know, I've never come down to this area. I don't think I've ever spoken to these three. Hold on. What are these mines used for? That feels like a stupid question, so of course I'm going to ask that one. Yeah, it's obvious. I've definitely never spoken to any of those NPCs before. And I think most people wouldn't, because they'd just go to the boatman and head off to Keldagrim proper, which is what I'm going to do right now. And I hope nothing untoward happens and we don't break anything valuable or start any quests. Oh no, who could have seen this coming? Welcome to Keldagrim. First stop, it's going to have to be the anvil, because I want these out of my inventory as fast as possible. And yeah, I need a hammer first. Hammers are a general store thing, surely. Talk to little Guns Chili over here. Ooh, file packs. Pestle and mortar is actually huge. But yes, hammer is here, that's good. Before I buy a hammer, I actually want to be rid of my med helms, don't I? This one's closest. I'm going to look at this one first. You? No, you. Sword shop.
Sword shop.
Warhammer's not what I want. Also, that's not a sword shop. Hey, look, a bank. I'm not using it. Oh, that's nice. I don't know why it's in a sword shop. That's very good. I'm going to pick up one of these, definitely. I'm not sure about the longbow. I don't think that's worth it. But I'm definitely getting a maple shortbow and adamant arrows. And maybe mithril arrows if I have the budget for it. But no, I swear there was a shop that was an armor shop. Maybe it's where I started. Just done a big loot. Yes, yes. Please buy this. Ooh, that's pretty good, actually. I'll be back for that chainbody. Hammer. Use all. Boom. Bronze knives. And that will be access to the range skill for the first time. I'm even wearing a leather body, so I'm dressed for the occasion. Of course, that's going to get me smithing level 8 and smithing level 9. Very cool. And I will pick up one of these as well. We are a Chadamant warrior. Finally looking like what a real player might look like, feasibly, at some point in their progression. I'm not sure exactly when. The mithril kite shield's throwing it off a bit, but you know. So this would be my current range setup. I might as well burn through these bronze knives while I'm here. There's gnomes here. Hold on. That's cool. I've never seen these NPCs. I've never talked to them. I've never seen anyone reference these NPCs. The door is clipping through the floor, that's fine. I'm going to buy a pestle and mortar, I'm going to buy a tinderbox, and I'm going to buy a chisel, because they're all useful items to have on hand. The sword shop selling a maple shortbow is a crazy pull. I'm going to buy one of those immediately. sure I'll buy a kebab. He's not a shop, which is a bit annoying. You have to talk to him, but I think that's most kebab shops work that way. Was it Limpwort that manually bought like thousands and thousands of kebabs at one point? Aha, bronze pickaxe. That is a start on the mining skill. Because I saw those tin and copper earlier, I can go and do some of that and get some levels. I'll save you the live footage waffling of the next section and give you a summary. Basically, here we have overpriced bread and cake, compared to the kebabs at least, a gem stall which, unlike most gem stalls, doesn't stock uncut gems, so it's fairly useless for gem cutting in the future. And then we come to the crafting stall. Right away we see some vital tools, the chisel, the needle, plentiful thread, and even balls of wool to string amulets in the future. And finally something I was delighted to see. Moulds. A ring mould, right in time for me to be able to make gold rings at 5 crafting, and a necklace mould to boot. It's not a full set, but I definitely want both of them right now. This is just a one-stop shop for every, like, tool. Crossbow stall. What level are you? 49. Bit less reasonable to get to. Let's pause for a second and let me ask you a question. What do you think they sell at the crossbow shop? This isn't a trick question. What's that? Crossbows? You thought they sold crossbows at the crossbow shop? No. No, they don't. Or not? You don't sell them? You don't sell crossbows at the crossbow shop? Excuse me? You sell... You sell the stuff to make a crossbow, but you don't sell a crossbow. No, you don't sell the stuff to make a crossbow. You sell 2 of the 3 parts, because you need the string. I don't have room for all of these. I will buy the first 2 tiers on the belief that one day my fletching will go up and I'll be able to make crossbows. And if this comes to fruition, I'll be back for more of them. The crossbow shop does not sell crossbows. They're not bought out, are they? Why would they be? No, that's crazy. No one's world hopping buying iron crossbows. The crossbow shop does not sell crossbows. Right. So here are the minecarts, and they go to Ice Mountain, but I can't go there because you need fishing contests. And they go to the GE, but I can't go there because that's on the overground. And the last one is to the dwarven mines, and that's underground. So I could go there, and most chunkers do go there. But I did pose in my last video, should I be allowed to do that, or is that a bit cheeky of me to do? So I'm going to avoid going in there until I've heard back some comments from that video. Well, I have now seen the response to the last video and those rule questions, and thank you everyone for pitching in and guiding me on that. It was pretty universally supported that I would be able to unlock boss tasks eventually, and that seems fair. It is a long way off even allowing it, but it will be something to look forward to, and there's definitely some cool stuff we can get from bosses in the future. Using Keldagrim's minecarts, however, was a lot more controversial. Missing out on the gem bag will be tough, but I do agree, and will be siding with just sticking to Keldagrim for these kinds of tasks. I won't be going over to the dwarven mine. So the weakest things I've seen around are these dwarves. So that is what I'm going to be killing with my knives. 4 range. That's 5 range already. And there's 6 range. Quickly running out of knives though. 7 ranged. And another bronze bar. I can make more knives and keep going. Let's get some mining XP on the account to break the ice on another skill. When it hits... There we go. What's a good mining level to hit? There's level 2 already. Let's see, I want 15 because I want to get to iron, but I might as well go to 21 and buy a mithril pickaxe and leave with that. And there is 6 mining. I will go and swap out this bronze pickaxe for a steel one because it is terrible. You can have your... Do you even give it any money? No, he just takes it with 0 coins. You can have it back. I am buying a steel pickaxe, thank you. And while I'm back in the city, I might as well make my bronze bars into more knives and get some more range. There's 10 mining. And there we go, it's 15 mining. That is, of course, iron. And there is 21 mining, the mithril pickaxe. And I think after getting that, I will swap to some iron. In the last video, I hinted about a master plan, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down a little of what is going into that. The overall master plan is going to comprise of multiple overlapping grinds. Note, these are not chunk tasks, they're what I've been calling projects, and they're only possible due to what I can smuggle back from Slayer tasks. If I don't synergize my chunks, I end up taking on the Hydra looking like this. So I will need to complete these projects. They will take a long time, but I need to get the ball rolling on them early. So today I'll be breaking down the first of them, just so you understand some of what I'm doing in the background. 25 mining, 30 mining, one more, and this will be the last piece of iron we need for 31 mining. I can mine with adamant pickaxes, and that is exactly what I want to be walking out of here with. Once more, sell mithril pickaxe back, buy adamant pickaxe. And it's not worth me grinding all the way up to 41 right now because I can't even afford the rune pickaxe, sadly. So this is where my little mining detour will end for now. The first project I want to talk about is Project Dragonstone. In the last video I was still lamping crafting, and at the time I thought I'd need to lamp all the way to 10 to spin bowstrings. However, finding a ring mold means I only need to get to 5 to make gold rings, which I already got. So with crafting freed up, I switched my lamping target to thieving. Unlike most crafting stores, Keldagrim's sucks. It's old and it's jank. Of the 4 main molds in the game, they only sell 2 of them, the ring and the necklace. But the other 2 are the ones we really want for Project Dragonstone. Now the amulet mold I'm not too worried about, assuming Konar sends me to a certain chunk in the near future, that is. But the final mold, the bracelet mold, does actually exist in Keldagrim. And even though you can't buy one from the crafting stall, you can steal one. Back in my bank I already have half of a crystal key. I know one of the chunks I can get to is Tavely, and now I have access to molds. I'm sure you can see where this is all going. Project Dragonstone is all about getting to an Amulet of Glory and a Bracelet of Combat. They're easily some of the most powerful jewellery I'll be able to get access to. But for this project, I'm going to need all the crafting XP I can get. So we're coming up to the last troll, and I'm filling my inventory. I've bought 4 balls of wool, and I'm going to pick the last slot for some arrows, and I think I am going to buy a set of 100 mithril arrows. Ooh, that was a bit harsh on the cast stack. Just to get started with ranging with some good bets. So I don't know if mithril arrows are good, but they're better arrows than the standard ones. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be taking back. So let's just jump to the last troll and finish up the task. Do we get anything noteworthy from our last troll? An adamant warhammer. But I'm not going to keep that. I am just going to bury these big bones, as is my right. And then scray out of here pretty quick. And in here, just turn out the light like that, and head back to Konar. Yes, so now I am back and I have a ring mold. I can put these gold bars from various random events to good use and turn them straight into crafting XP. That'll shoot up very quickly. But it's not quite enough for a level, but I'm sure more gold bars are forthcoming. And it will become a nice little passive training method until we hit gems at least. And with my adamant pickaxe in hand, I can make use of my little, I guess, half of a mine. I can get this iron rock and this iron rock. Oh, that's an easy task, so that was worth doing. And I can even mine the coal, so I don't have to worry about the sulfur lizards if I need a quick source of steel bars in a pinch. I'm sure I will get many steel bars from them in the future, but I can also just directly mine it myself. I'm quite keen to find a shooting star on the mountain, because I know they do appear. They appear just outside the bank really, so next time I pass by and one's there, I can see myself doing a bit of free AFK mining training. We're back to the Calphite lair. That's not very exciting. I don't have any anti-poison method yet, so I think it will just be slaying more of the workers, but not to worry, because we're about to get something very exciting from our Brimstone chest. Pure gold, fine, that's acceptable. And the last thing I want to check is, has anything been added? Yes, here we go. Since I hit 80 combat, I now have black demons on Konar's list, and black demons, I think, will mean new potential task chunks that we could reach. So I'll cut to a clip now of me analysing where those places are. Yeah, hi. I don't know what I was on about there. Black demons don't give me any new areas. Everywhere I could go in a black demons task, I could already get to, covered by other monsters. So, yeah, there's nothing to analyse there. But, while I have you, in the last video, I threatened you all with 2 minutes of flinching, and the threat clearly didn't work, because you all liked it for some weird reason. You liked it a little too much, honestly. So if you really want it that badly, let's make it happen. If my channel can get to 5,000 subscribers, I will make an hour-long flinching ASMR video. Just raw, unedited footage for all the flinching freaks out there. I'll create it unlisted and link it in the description of a future video. Anyway, let's get back to the Calphite task. For those of you wondering, yes, I walk around the gate every time I do a Calphite task because I'm not wasting the 10 coins. What a difference a full set of gear makes. My stats have barely changed since the first task of Calphites, and this time I'm not flinching them, I am just face tanking them all. And there is 47 Slayer. I can kill brine rats, if such a thing were possible. And we're just doing the last couple of kills here, very uneventful task, but they can't all be bangers, so I'm kind of happy with the loot. A few herbs, a few runes, especially the body runes. I haven't got many of those before. And I will finish off this kill, get back to Konar, and move straight on. We can't get Calphites again, so I would like, ideally, a new area. But honestly, I will take anything that isn't Hellhounds at the Gnome Stronghold right now. So, Konar, where are we going? Black Demons in the Tavely dungeon. New enemy, new place. Alright. let's do some theory crafting and see what we want to be going to do in Tavely. Oh, Tavely, city of the druids, city of Herblore, and location of the iconic Tavely dungeon. Just to give it a breakdown before we jump into the live tour, woodcutting will now be unlocked. From an iron axe drop I can get that bridges the gap between my level 1 woodcutting and the level 6 needed for the steel axe I already have. Herblore training is getting supercharged. From a shop with stackable secondaries I can bring back home, and the chaos druids that bleed herbs when killed. On the surface we have peaceful druids, who I will of course murder for their useful prayer robes, and underground we have monks of Zamorak, which can drop me the first mage robes of the account. And of course my task, black demons. They hold multiple upgrades if I can get them, the Rune med helm and chainbody, plus the chance of a black axe for future woodcutting. Right. Tavely's going to be huge. I am well aware of that now. It is a chunk which allows me to really get started with range in a way that I hadn't before. Obviously, we smithed the bronze knives and used them up in Keldagrim, but that was fine. But taking a maximum, 28 bars to Keldagrim every so often to make into knives isn't really going to cut it when it comes to long-term range training, but Tavely does. There's the short bow spawn, there are skeletons in there which drop arrows of the right tier, like the low-level arrows that I can keep using with that. It can be self-sustaining, essentially. I can go there and do range until I'm happy to come back with a few goodies. So that's what I've kind of built my setup around. Just to go over what I'm wearing, I've gone for the Addy Med Helm because there's no negative bonuses on it. The only range gear I really have is this hard leather body for now. Boots and gloves, just for more defensive bonuses, and the Witchwood icon for prayer and magic attack. The prayer, I'm assuming I will get a prayer point back if I level up in Tavely. I'm taking my rune scimitar as a backup weapon. If the worst comes to the worst and I'm stuck there without ammo, I will be able to kill the black demons just to end it and get home. But I'm hoping that I will find enough gear to range the task and anything else in the chunk. In my inventory we've got the iron and steel arrows, so I've brought 3 different metals of arrows just to have a spread. I've taken all of them out of the bank, so once these are gone I'll be relying on drops to get more of them. I'm hoping to get to 30 range so I can swap to my maple shortbow after using the regular shortbow for a while. And I am also bringing tinderbox and a steel axe because there's a way for me to get an iron axe over there, and then I will be able to swap that from a steel one. So woodcutting is being started, firemaking is being started. I'm bringing the cash stack in case there's anything I need to buy, because there are a few shops there. I think I will grab 1 giant pack of new ties at least, so I know I'll need a little bit of money. I'm bringing the 4 steel two-handed swords I got from Greater Demons because I can sell them to the two-handed shop to gain a bit of money. And I'm bringing all of the raw mackerel that I've gotten from trolls to this point. I can cook that on a fire that I make with firemaking, but there is also a range in Tavely Dungeon, which surprised me. I only saw it on the map after coming through. So I think having a little bit of food would be good, and where else am I going to be able to cook these realistically? So that's the setup I'm taking. I'm hoping it doesn't backfire. If it does, I may be stuck there for a while grinding out arrows or flinching black demons, but I'm hoping this is going to be a very successful kind of field trip, and probably the one I will be spending the most amount of time in so far. So there's a few different goodies that I should have gone over in the clip already to aim for. So let's head out onto a bit of an adventure. That is a beautiful sight. I've always liked the look of Tavely. Just putting that out into the world. And let's have a bit of an explore. So there is a king worm and a cup of tea waiting for me, seemingly. So that heals 2. And a cup of tea heals 3 and boosts attack. I'm hoping the wiki has not lied, which it rarely ever does. And I will be able to go upstairs in one of these buildings and get myself a short bow. If the short bow isn't here, I've planned terribly. But it is here. I never knew this item was here before. Because why would you ever need a short bow? But that is my new best friend until 30 range. Just make sure that's on rapid, just like the bronze knives needed to be. And let's keep having a little mosey around. Here's our two-handed sword shop. Do you sell... You didn't sell the rune two-handed, that'd be a bit too easy. Which would be an excellent flinching weapon once I get a hold of one, but I will sell you. Only losing 20 on each, it's not too bad. I'll just sell them all now. Yeah. Have some steel two-handers, my good man. We want a fairly weak enemy to get going, to get started. And I'm going to have to be manually picking up all of my arrows. So here's the druids, they're level 33. They're a bit stronger than the dwarves I were killing before, so might give them a miss for now. But I'll be back for the druids because they give a very nice set of prayer robes. And we come to the skeletons. These might be the best thing to train on because the arrows will self-replenish and I'll be able to get a good sense of how viable it will be to just keep ranging forever. And famously, skeletons are very annoying to categorize because there are 3 very different drop tables on very similar looking models, because there are skeletons which are called armed, which have weapons, unarmed, which aren't actually unarmed because they still have shields, and then plain ones which have nothing. So I think what we're looking at here is a group of unarmed skeletons with these 4, and then this guy's a plain skeleton, and that guy would be a plain skeleton. And I want to be killing the ones with shields to get arrows. I don't think the plain ones drop them at all. Now, can I safe spot you around this rock? Or is this just floor? Oh no, that's alright, that's a safe spot. So I'm going to get going on a few kills of these, get my range levels up, and see what I find. I actually think I spoke wrong and already messed this up because this guy has a hammer and he's level 25. So this isn't the unarmed skeleton, this is the armed skeleton. So I've tagged him. I do need to kill him because he has an iron axe, but I've also looked at the number of arrows that these guys drop, and it's also not looking good because they drop bronze arrows, iron arrows and steel arrows, but none in an amount greater than 5, and I'm basically burning 5 to 10 bronze arrows each kill. Like, look at this is terrible. And I can't, obviously it'll get better as I train my range, but still I can't leave them out on the floor for too long, otherwise they'll start to despawn. So after a bit of hitting each time, I eventually just play it safe and swap to the scimitar and finish it off while I pick up my arrows. And I'm going to take another look at the kind of monsters in the dungeons just in case there's anything wandering around with like a negative range defense. I don't think that's typically a thing, but there might be some enemies where it's especially good to train on them with range. So as it turns out, skeletons have a very minor defense against range, but the ones that have 0 are the black demons, the lesser demons, the monks of Zamorak, and the druids. So I could really go and start my task immediately with the bronze arrows And I wouldn't be any worse off than I would be fighting a skeleton. In fact, I'd be better than fighting a skeleton if I had a safe spot. So what I'm going to do is, I think, fight the druids first and see if I can get some of those robes. Guam drop is immediately something I want to take advantage of, because 2 coins. Vial of water isn't any more expensive than a regular vial, and Eye of Newt is 3 coins and a pack. The pack I can save for when I'm actually leaving, but Guam Leaf, Eye of Newt, the first actual real potion on the account that I've made myself. Is 10 range coming in? Ah, Druid's Robe Top. There we go. So what is that giving us? A 4 prayer bonus. That's not bad. I'm not going to wear it with the range setup because obviously the hard leather body gives us some range accuracy bonus, but once I get the Druid Robe bottoms, I will be able to wear those with any setup because I don't have any legs while I'm here. Ooh, range 12 is 500 total on the account. Very nice. Another Guam means another attack potion, and that will be 5 Herblore, which means we can now start cleaning Marantools, which will be a significant boost to the XPs, going from only 1 herb I can clean to going to 2. While looking into the best things to fight, I just discovered Spider level 1. These do have minus range defense. They have minus 53 range defense, which essentially means every time I should be hitting, really. And yeah, that looks like the case. So if I want to get the most XP out of every arrow, these are the little guys I should be killing. Basically hit every time on these guys for at least a 1. That's going to speed up the training by so much. So there's no extra loot from these, but I'll be killing spiders in a little pit for a while if it gets me the most out of these arrows. And there goes my last bronze arrow. We reach range 17. Bob is here. Hello, Bob. And that's 6 Herblore for a irrelevant barbarian mix potion no one will ever make. Yes, the Druid's Robe. Casually going 4 times dry, but I'd rather it be on this than on something important. But that is 4 free prayer bonus that we can enjoy for the rest of the time here. Let's take a quick trip deeper, see if I can get to the Black Knight's base in the centre and reach the range so I can cook these mackerel with the highest possible chance. And I can have full use of the Black Knight's kitchen, which is kind of weird that they bothered to put one of those in here, but it's much appreciated. Let's cook up these mackerel, and we'll reach 35 cooking for our efforts. This area I've always loved, though, especially the music in it. It's just, I thought this area was so cool as a kid. And really, I still do. What I need to come down here to do is fight the jailer so I can free this prisoner and then get the key to access the deeper part of the dungeon. A rite of passage for anyone who doesn't grind agility like crazy to use the shortcut, I guess. And then I would like to free you. Isn't very doing a... Do you know anywhere good to explore? I got captured. I was given a key by a mysterious cloaked stranger. I just keep getting captured. I would like to have a go. Enjoy your jail key. This is what we came here for. I'm just going to keep this on me. So that allows us to get through this door. Access to blue dragons, baby blue dragons, the black demons, which are our task. Poison spiders, which are pretty dangerous. Hellhounds I'm not too interested in. Black dragons I'm definitely not interested in yet. Monks of Zamorak down here, which have a drop I would like to take. I would like the top and bottom of their robes to take back as well. But I'm very wary of the poison spiders, so I'm not going to go past this door just yet. I'm going back up to the surface. I need to kill more druids, and I need to train my range a bit more. It's 20 range. Ooh, there we go. That's the iron axe. Yes. Get that in the inventory, and I can celebrate by cutting my first tree, and there just happens to be one down here, so why not cut this one? And hey, why not go crazy and burn it as well? Lovely. So I started chopping logs and, with nothing better to do with them, setting them on fire. However, firemaking isn't as useless as it seems for me. Back on Mount Karuulm, I don't have access to a range, so being able to start fires will give me the ability to cook large stacks of food whenever I want. The more types of logs I can burn, the easier that becomes. And there is 6 woodcutting, and just as quickly as it arrives, the iron axe has come to the end of its life, because I can now use the steel axe that I got back at the fire giant. So thank you for your service, but we have better things to be chopping with now. There is 15 firemaking. I can burn oak logs, but I can't yet chop them. Light the log. Light the log. Good morning. It feels like a good day. Get 15 woodcutting. 1 productive hour later, and we're just coming up to 30 woodcutting. 4 willow trees, which are fortunately right here. We've also got up to 34 firemaking, so I can cut and burn them immediately. But I think I'm going to leave it there for woodcutting and firemaking now. I would like to take a few willow logs back with me, but I'm not going to sit and grind these out any longer. So we're really starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel when it comes to killing these spiders with iron arrows. I'm on my last 6. It takes 1 to 2 shots to kill each of them each time, so if I get any lower I'll be picking up arrows mid-cycle, which is a bit of a pain. And to get to 30 from 20, I'm 40% of the way there. So it's kind of clear that even with my steel arrows, I probably don't have enough to get there, which makes me regret not bringing my stack of mithril arrows as well. At the time I was worried about space. Obviously I could have just taken 1 less mackerel, it wouldn't have made much of a difference, but we are where we are. I can get arrows in this area if I just start killing skeletons with melee again, but the rates are very low. What I'm kind of hoping happens is I get a maze random, because whether you go for the center or the chests, you will tend to get arrows. You're guaranteed them at the chest, but they'll be bronze and iron, and you take a risk in the center, but you get a lot more. You can get up to a couple thousand steel arrows potentially from the middle, so if that happens I'm instantly saved, but for now we're slowly running out, so I'll probably shift back to melee and aim for some other goals. It might be time to start killing druids, get an anti-poison, and then head a little deeper and see if I can get some robes from the Zamorak monks perhaps. Aha! Yes! Awesome. That didn't take too long in the end. With this, I feel a little bit safer heading deeper into Tavely Dungeon. I actually want to be boxing this baby blue dragon, or one of them at least, just so I can make a dash without being flamed by one of the adults, because they hit hard. That could have been bad, but we got through it. And here are the black demons. Someone's already here, cannoning, so probably going to have to hot world if we want to kill some of these, but I believe there's safe spots around. Don't come that close to me. And here's the reason we have the anti-poison, just to get through these guys. And it doesn't even matter. Okay. Usually you can't get through this place without being poisoned, but I'm sure now I have protection, it will be not even a problem. There we go. That guy. Okay. Oh my god, this guy is... Oh my god, these guys hit. Where can I hang out that's slightly safe? I didn't take any. Oh. Why does it use? Let's just change that. Okay. Those monks of Zamorak hit a lot harder than I thought they would. So I might just chill here for a bit and wait out the aggression timer. I think what I'm going to do is dip back out to this area where... Around this crescent it's sort of safe no matter what. Thankfully the guy with the cannon's actually distracting all of these demons at the minute. That's one dose down without really achieving much. I looked more into the monks of Zamorak and it turns out, despite their low level, they hit 13s with magic. They're basically the Varrock Dark Wizards that terrorised your childhood on steroids. So getting some Zami robes was a goal I gave up on for this trip. I decided to make a start on my Slayer task, waiting out the aggression timer in a safe spot, then flicking black demons with melee. I was white knuckling a single prayer point, but having 7 prayer bonus was really coming in clutch. That was until my focus started to wane, watching videos on the side, and I fat-fingered my UI and ended up letting it fade away. After this, I started to flinch for a while, and yes, it would eventually finish the task, but it was painfully clear I needed to get good at flicking, and quickly. To gain some more practice, I decided I would grind out another prayer point at the Hill Giants and come back later. But first, I decided to explore another enemy in the dungeon, the Chaos Druid. Chaos Druids have a few things going for them. Generous herb drops which I could process by cleaning them and taking any guams to the surface to be processed into attack potions. Inventory space was limited, but I made it work. The other use for them is the first viable source of mind runes. While I have a healthy ability to gather chaos and death runes for magic later on, getting started will depend on mind rune drops, so working towards 2 goals at the same time made these guys pretty efficient to kill. 9 Herblore coming in? Of course! There's a crop circle. I don't think I can do anything, right? I don't think I can do anything. Yeah. Oh, you can't even enter. I didn't know that. Interesting. I thought maybe I could grab a net in there, but no. You can't. You're not even allowed in. There's 10 Herblore. And that's 11 Herblore, which means Caramin's a whole new herb we can clean. There's 12 Herblore. There's 13 Herblore. There's 14 Herblore as well. There's 15 Herblore. Boom, 16 Herblore. 17 Herblore. Oh, there we go. That's 10 drops of the mind runes, 120. I think that's enough to get started with magic, so I'm going to finish up this inventory of attack potions and then swap to a mage build. And there's 18 Herblore, the last level of this little mini grind. Just finish up these potions. Empty out my vials, empty out my inventory, get a nice clear setup again. And then we will start with the magic. So this is the setup that I'm going with. It's 1 magic attack bonus just from my amulet. And wearing nothing that gives any negative bonuses. So have my trusty wind strike, and we're going to find the monster that gives us the most bang for our buck on casting spells. And what we're going to be killing is the humble ghost, because it's got a negative magic defense bonus, so I'll be hitting more accurately. And these also have a air weakness, elemental weakness of 50%, so I'll be also doing more damage when I hit. So with these 120 casts of Wind Strike, I'm hoping I get quite a few levels. Well, it took about 5 hours to gather, and about 5 minutes to use them all up, but I can't complain, getting up to 11 magic and hitting 600 total. So yeah, I think that was a day well spent. Oh my god, look at this! I got the curved bone, This counts! This counts, right? Yeah? The Chaos Druids were a fun distraction, but it was time to get back to the Giants and grind down to prayer level. It was during this that I found a cool discovery in the Black Knight base. This must work. Yes! I got a beer glass from the Hill Giants, and now I have infinite healing, infinite beer. There are still things to discover in Tavely Dungeon, you just have to look for them. Unfortunately, this plan to get a prayer point manifested in me becoming a bit of a deranged freak, slaughtering hill giants as long as I could, then retreating to the Black Knight base to quaff staggering amounts of beer, then stumbling back in a blind drunken rage to fight more giants. Eventually though, I got my prayer point. So here's the first level of the next lamping grind. We're putting that onto Thieving and reaching level 2. Oh, come on, I can't carry this, I'm sorry. We're not doing another longbow now. Well, that is my iron arrows that I gained from the hill giants used up again, so I can regain yet another inventory space. And the next thing I'm going to do is use up a few of these runes. And I think I'm actually going to try casting on the black demons a little bit, because they have a water weakness and I have a few casts of water strike to use up. There's a free level, that was worth it. Ooh, yes. Yes. I was very worried that I wouldn't get anything good from my list of things that I wanted from Black Demons. With 14 left to go, there is the Rune chainbody. I did also get the Mithril kite shield, which is the same rarity, but I already have one of those back at the bank, so I wasn't too bothered. Yeah, Rune chainbody, definitely going to take that. No! Oh, fucked it up. So I looked over the footage and I messed up my flick because my mouse was like a millimeter out of the quick prayer, which, you know, fair enough, that is my mistake. I'm just wondering if my scaling was a bit too small on the new screen that I have. So I've upped it a little bit. Obviously that's going to be a change for you watching, which is always a bit annoying. You know, you want a consistent look for the video. But I'm just going to up it a little bit just to make the quick prayer button more easily clickable, and hopefully that is something else I can do to just improve my performance a little bit more. I don't think I'm going to grind out another prayer point. I think I'm just going to flinch the end of this task. But yeah, it was a good training session. I think I got nearly 80 or so demons. I think it was 78 demons flicked on one prayer point, which is a definite improvement from what I was doing. I think it was also a bit easier to flick a demon attacking at 4 ticks than the giants, which attack at 6 ticks, because the demons are attacking at the same speed as I am, so it's very kind of predictable. With a giant, you have to kind of flick them around yourself, like by 2 ticks either way each time. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at this scaling for a little bit and see how it goes. And we are on the last kill. I did not get the black axe, I did not get the rune med, but I cannot be disappointed with the rune chain, and 5 brimstone keys is above rate. I filled my inventory up fully. We've got some noted vials of water and eyes of newt. I went up back to the Herblore shop and stocked up on the different packs they sell. You open them up and they turn into notes of 100, so I got a few of those. And yeah, this is the last kill. Alright, there we go. Nearly 20k in Slayer. I've got up to 49. Another 18 points. We're getting close. On the 10th task we'll get a little bonus of that. But for now it's time to go back to the surface. Find our chunk. Figure out... Oh, there we go. Turned it out. Cool. And make our way back to Konar. Surely with 5 keys we're going to get something good. Something worthwhile. Something new. Something exciting. Torstal seeds is not exciting. More dragon arrow tips. 105k is not bad. That's a lot of pure essence. And 30 diamonds, that's probably the best thing. But still no rune pieces. Such a shame. At this point I'd really like to get my hands on a knife or something. Any more tool unlocks would be great. I'm not quite at the level where I could spin flax, so something that drops gold so I can get my crafting up a bit more would be really good. But yeah, let's see where we're going. Oh, no! No, there's literally nothing there. And just before I end, there's one last thing. YouTube memberships. I've now enabled them since I've cleared the threshold for monetization, thanks to all the views that you've given me in the last 2 videos, and I can't thank you enough. There's nothing I can offer on the membership apart from my gratitude and a shout out in future video credits. There's no obligation to join, it's just a signal to keep improving the videos as best I can going forward. Thanks again everyone, and I'll see you in the next episode of HydraChunk.